February 2018, I started to have some discomfort in my chest that was a little bit concerning. Decided that before I went on a business trip to Chicago that I should call my OB, and they recommended that I go to the emergency room. After I was there all day and went through a battery of different tests, the ER doctor on call that day came in and told me that I had 2 blood clots in my lungs and a mass in my lungs. I was 33 weeks pregnant at the time. You know, when they told me I had blood clots, I'm like, okay, I can handle blood clots. And then he says, and we also found a mass. And I'm thinking to myself, a mass, what does that mean? What could that be? And he says, you know, we're not really sure. It could be a couple different things. It could be lymphoma, it could be this viral disease, or it could be lung cancer. I'm thinking to myself, lung cancer, I'm 33, I'm healthy, I've never smoked, how can I have lung cancer? So they ultimately did a type of biopsy called a bronchoscopy the next day and determined that I do have stage 4 lung cancer. About 2 weeks after we learned that I had lung cancer, we decided that the best thing to do was to be induced so that we could deliver the baby and then determine the next steps for the cancer treatment. So I was induced on a Sunday, delivered him in the afternoon on a snowy, cold February day. He went to the NICU, and then I'm left to kind of face what is my cancer treatment and diagnosis going to look like. You know, when you hear cancer diagnosis, most people think chemo, radiation, and prior to getting the full picture, you know, those things were on the table. We just didn't really know what it was going to look like. Once we learned that I have this ALK or ALK mutation, the first line of treatment is what they call targeted therapy. And targeted therapy is oral medication that you can take at home. You don't need to, you know, be hooked up to IVs and be at the hospital for 5 or 6 hours taking chemo, but they're pills that you take. And it's really groundbreaking and transformational science that we're, you know, in the thick of, and that's keeping people alive longer and longer. Until there's a cure, I will have cancer, but I'm really grateful to have amazing doctors, supportive family and friends, a great husband, and 2 adorable and busy kids to keep me going. And I think living with cancer gives you an appreciation that, you know, that our time is precious. No one's tomorrow is guaranteed, but there's a lot of really great things in my life to be thankful for. I have so much hope to be here when Brady goes to kindergarten, when Paige graduates from high school, when, you know, Brady's playing on the football field just like his dad. I have a lot of hope for the future, and that I'll get to be here to see all those major milestones for them.